Good afternoon, everyone. I know that you're missing me dearly right now, so I decided I'd put together these videos for you. So, in my absence, you can still hear the soothing sounds of my voice and also learn a little bit of math. Today, we're talking about reverse absolute value inequalities. They're really not bad. It's taking a solution that has been graphed on a number line for you and working backwards to find the absolute value inequality that solved to this solution. So all we have to do when we're given the solution is to find the midpoint of my two endpoints. So if my endpoints are here and here, the middle of it would be at 1 or 4 away from each. This number is my horizontal shift, but be careful because horizontal shifts are opposite. So in our absolute value inequality, it's going to be a -1, even though it's a +1 on the number line. Similarly, let's just say the midpoint had been at -5. In the absolute value inequality, it'll show up as a +5. We'll see what we mean about that in just a minute. Okay, from the midpoint, all we need to do is make sure that we count correctly our distances to our endpoints. It should be the same because the midpoint was in the middle, and that number is 4. This number is our answer, or what we're going to set our inequality greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. And then finally, we determine which inequality we use based on the shape of the graph. So if we've got open circles and it looks kind of like a barbell with the graph in the middle, that would be a less than. If we have closed circles in a barbell, that would be a less than or equal to. If we have closed circles but arrows pointing out, that would be a greater than or equal to. And if we have a less than with barbell with arrows pointing out, that would be a greater than. So the rule should be the same as when we actually graph our solutions. You're just kind of doing the opposite. Instead of starting with the sign and figuring out what it should look like, now you're starting with what it looks like and figuring out the sign. Okay, so the answer to this one would be, and first we have our absolute value, and we always start with our x because we need something to start with. And we said that our horizontal shift is opposite. So my horizontal shift was +1, so I'm going to put a -1. I said that my sign was going to be, in this case, let me move this out of the way, a less than based on the shape of my graph. And then 4 is going to be the number that's my answer. And it's as simple as that. Done. Okay, let's try another one together and see how you guys do. Okay, so in this one, we have a different shaped graph, but it's the same rules. Here are our endpoints. The first thing we want to do is find the middle number of our endpoints. And I should have picked a different example because this one has exactly the same endpoints. So it gives us a midpoint again at +1. And when we count our distance, we still get 4. What will be different about this graph is that we no longer have that barbell shape where the graph is in the middle. Now it goes off to either side. We still have the open circles, so it's either a greater than or a less than, but because of the arrows pointing out, we can narrow it down further to a greater than symbol as opposed to a less than symbol. Okay, now you guys are going to try some on your own.